What's up friends, Danny here. Outdoor studio is beautiful, snow isn't there anymore, and so it's time for the ultimate brake pad test. We've got for you the metallic, semi-metallic, Kevlar and ceramic, and we're gonna do blind test on my heavier e-bike, my little B. I'm gonna be doing very steep downhill on the concrete and very technical part right here, and I'm not gonna know which pads are on my bike because the pads will be assembled to the bike by the magic hands of my buddy Pablo. Let's do it. We're gonna start with the original Shimano pads, which came with these SLX M7000 brakes. I would really have to lie to say that there is something wrong with these pads. Modulation, okay. Braking power, okay. We've got huge rollers here, and the SLX brakes themselves are very, very good brakes. Now we're going to see what will be the braking distance. As it turns out, the original Shimano pads on SLX M7000 brakes are Resin. First pads change into the compound. I don't see it on the screen. The next phase is a couple of downhills here in order to make my pads to get to their full power. Very good pads. They are much more quiet. I can hear that. They are quiet and smooth on the rotor, and I do feel more friction between my pads and the rotors. So yes, this is more braking power. Pads number one. Number one, dry versus wet. 2, 3, 4, 12 feet. It's time for the compound number two, which is these are not Kevlars, these are not ceramic. There is less braking power here. You can feel it is harder compound, and modulation is good. The modulation is good, but braking power not as high as on the first one, number one, which I think
were Kevlars, and they needed 2 downhills on the concrete there in order to get more braking power. So initially they have even less power.
Two feet, 1.5 feet shorter than the first pads. I thought these would be much weaker, but I know what's going on. Initially, when you use not that much force with your fingers, they don't give you much braking power. As you hit the brakes, slam the brakes, they will give you the performance. Maybe also on the higher temperature, this might be better than number 1. These were number 1s. This is going to be number 2. This is 3 for me. These are metallic. I think these are metallic, not semi-metallic. These are metallic ones, I think. Number 2, wet versus dry. Dry versus wet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 19, 20. Once more, from here up to here. These are not for wet conditions. Number 1 was done. I think it was Kevlar. Number 2 was done. I think it was metallic. Time for the compound number 3.
Okay, it's clear now. I think number 2 are metallic, these are semi-metallic, similar braking power, similar modulation. They also need some braking before they get their full performance. And now we'll see the braking distance on dry and wet. I think these are the semi or semi-metallic.
Number 1, number 2, and then 1 feet, 1.5, number 3. Ready? Stop! I think number 2 were louder on the wet than number 3. Dry versus wet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 14 feet. And now the compound number 4.
Ha 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 ha. Easy, guys. These are ceramic. 100%. Wonderful modulation. Very good performance. Super quiet. Super quiet. That's it.
It's a tie, it's a tie. Number 1, Kevlar. Number 1. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Ooh, baby. The winner is number 4. Number 4, I know these are ceramic. Dry versus wet, amazing. 1, 2.5 feet. This is the winner for me. Let's sum up, starting with the riddle. So, did I actually recognize which compound was which? Number 1 was Kevlar. Number 2 was metallic. Number 3 was semi-metallic. And number 4 was ceramic. Okay, actually, I was 100% sure having Kevlar ceramic, and then between metallic and semi-metallic, there's not that much difference. They are similar. So, I might be wrong there between 2 and 3, but Kevlar and ceramic are obvious. I just hit the brake, push the bike a little bit, not even riding, push the bike and I can hear, okay, this is Kevlar. Kevlar makes this sound, and ceramic is very smooth, but powerful, right from the beginning. The most important factor for the braking pads is the power, the braking power. And so the metallic ones, number 2, are the best, but they are the best when it comes to high temperature. Because the best braking power right from the beginning have both Kevlar and ceramic. And I just started riding and I said to Pablo, ceramic and Kevlar, they just crush metallic. They are not even near. But ceramic and Kevlar, they don't dissipate heat that much. They accumulate heat. So when it comes to very high temperature, they will lose a little bit of braking power. As you can see, this is metallic, this is ceramic and Kevlar. Metallic is very good when it comes to high speed and long braking. Then metallic, but metallic pads will transfer the heat to the system, to the braking system. You have to have large rotors and the braking system which is like high temperature proof. That's very important point. The semi-metallic were not that far, but they're actually worse than the metallic and than the Kevlar and ceramic. So I would actually skip the semi-metallic, and the sintered were way off. Just for you to know, at the end we did also once again test of the sintered and the Kevlar just to see how much I've learned braking, and the braking distance was much shorter, but still the differences were there. So still Kevlar and ceramic will be great. Modulation and the braking power right from the beginning, Kevlar and ceramic, great. Then the difference between dry and wet, let's see the differences in feet. Knowing that, it's good to know about quietness. Kevlar and ceramic are very, very quiet. I mean, you can hear, especially Kevlar, you can hear the friction between the compound and the rotor, but it won't be doing like crazy stuff like not really. Ceramic super quiet. Metallic, semi-metallic, and resin, especially when it's little bit wet, even moisture. When there's a lot of moisture in the forest, you can have loud brakes. So I do confirm what disco brakes show us on their graphs right here is actually true. So easy answer, which ones for me? Ceramic or Kevlar? If I was to ride in the wet conditions, that would be ceramic, because there is almost no difference between the braking distance on wet and dry, which is amazing, and that's exactly what disco brakes show us on their graphs. So ceramic or Kevlar, great braking performance, great performance. And if you only want just good brakes and quiet brakes, Kevlar will be great, unless you ride in the wet. And of course, high speed, very high temperature, metallic. Then up